And sweet and solemn grew her musing gaze, celestial human, deep, warm, slumbrous fires woke in the long fringed glory of her eyes, like altar burnings in a mysteried shrine. Now he is describing the whole thing as an altar, a shrine where the fire is burning constantly. Do we continue or we stop? Continue? Okay, yeah. Celestial human, deep, warm, slumberous fires woke in the long fringed glory of her eyes, like altar burnings in a mysteried shrine. Out of those crystal windows, the eyes, or the windows of the temple where she described earlier. Out of those crystal windows gleamed a will that brought a large significance to life. At every point, he is describing what she is going to do. She is going to bring large significance to life. And through her eyes, this is what you see around. Out of those crystal windows gleamed a will. What do you see from her eyes coming out? A powerful, supreme will. It is that which is coming out, shining out from her eyes. That brought a large significance. It is that will which has really given meaning to life. Otherwise, that life has no meaning at all, you see. Holding her forehead's candid, stainless space, behind stood an arch, a noble power of wisdom, looked from light on transient things. It is from that she is looking at the passing show of this world, or the events which are taking place in time. Now, you have already heard the description of the sapling, the growing, bud opening out until that. Now, that bud, that sapling, that little girl has become a student. She has already grown up to the studentship, you see. Behind the student arch, a nobler power of wisdom. Obviously, that is what the student stands for wisdom. He has to acquire wisdom from light on transient things. That is the greater nature, that para prakriti. That is how it is working in the case. So Savitri is now a young student, ready to acquire the lore of the world, lore of all the worlds, of the lower world to the higher world, everything. Of wisdom, look from light on transient things. What happened? It is going to become twice? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's all right. Yeah. So she is a student. Now she is a scout. A scout of victory in a vigil tower. See how rapidly the description is going. In a vigil tower, her aspiration called high destiny down. That is what a scout does. It is he who will beckon the high destiny. A silent warrior. So Savitri is a student, Savitri is a scout, Savitri has become a warrior suddenly, you see. A silent warrior based in a city of strength, inviolate, guarding truth's diamond throne. What is that warrior going to do? He is going to guard the throne of truth. The throne of truth against the attacks of falsehood, of evil, of ignorance. It is she who is going to guard that. So she is a scout, she is a warrior, a silent warrior based in a city of strength, inviolate, guarding truth's diamond throne. Diamond the power of manifestation, the solidity of manifestation. The diamond light is the power of manifestation. A nectarous hallowed moon, her passionate heart. Now, this is a student, but what about her other faculty, emotional? This is what I'm going to describe now. A nectarous hallowed moon, her passionate heart, full of love, full of happiness, full of joy, of sweetness, nectar. That is her heart. A nectarous hallowed moon, her passionate heart, loved all and spoke no word and made no sign, but kept her bosom's rapturous secrecy, a blissful, ardent mood and voiceless word. She is holding back in her center of heart all the while. Proud. It is speaking twice, so okay, yeah, I got back now. So that is the scout, that is the heart now. Proud, swift and joyful ran the wave of life within her like a stream in paradise. That is how the life force is rushing to Savitri's life. Proud and of course swift. Joyful, obviously. Within her, like a stream in paradise. The way the stream would flow in paradise. It is in that manner the joy of life is rushing through her life. Many high gods dwelt in one beautiful home. Savitri is a shrine. Savitri is a temple where you have got installed all kinds of gods. So many high gods dwelt in one beautiful home. Yet was her nature's orb a perfect whole, harmonious like a chant, with many tones, immense and various like a universe. That is the kind of a shrine, that is the kind of a temple, Savitri, where many gods dwell. And they dwell not in conflict with each other, but in harmony. Each god has his own role to play. Shiva, Vishnu, Brahma, Indra, Agni, Vayu, they have their own role to play. They understand each other and they play their own roles all the while, without any conflict, without any clash. There is no clash between the gods when you work, you see. Yet was her nature's of a perfect whole. Therefore, why so many gods? There are different qualities, the divine qualities. Each quality is represented, is personified, is embodied in a God. God of love, God of joy, God of beauty. Each one has his own quality. And therefore, all these qualities put together form a perfect whole. They are not in contradiction to each other. Yet was her nature's orb a perfect whole, harmonious like a chant with many tones. So there is a music going on with all kinds of tunes. But there is an overall harmony of relationship. They are not discordant notes. Harmonious like a chant with many tones, immense and various like a universe. The way the universe is varied, with all the qualities, in the same manner, all these gods are presiding. Now here, many high gods dwelt in one beautiful home. This is what Savitri's birth means. When she takes birth, her body is prepared by these gods. Each god contributes his own quality when the body is getting formed. Now here the word many high gods. Many means maybe there are thousands of gods, but only a few of them are as if dwelling in a house. It does not mean that. Many not in that sense. Out of so many, that a few are doing that. It's not that sense of many. Many means innumerable, countless. of all qualities. Countless gods are there. And they are preparing the body of Savitri. They have prepared the body of Savitri. For what? One beautiful home is God. Each god has a divine quality, and maybe we could name a few gods. Agni is, of course, one of the most important gods because he is the farm builder, Agni. He could be one of the gods who is living in Savitri's house here. Beautiful home. Agni. Indra, the god of wisdom, of knowledge, divine knowledge. Mitra, Varuna, Bhaga, Aryamana, who stands for vastness. Varuna, who stands for vastness, expansion. Aryamana, who goes with rushing force. Mitra, who is a friend and lover of everybody. All these gods are there who are residing in our house, and it is these supramental gods who have prepared this body of Savitri. And they will obviously live in that body with all the harmony, with all the sweetness, with all the concordant relationship of each other, without any conflict against each other. Now, before we go a little further, let me go back to the description of the young Savitri as we have in the original story of Mahabharata. How Savitri was born and how she grew. Very beautiful, very apt description. Very few phrases, but very suggestive phrases. They indicate essentially many of these features. Now, as you know, Ashwapati was engaged in a long tapasya of 18 years, worshipping goddess Savitri and making offerings to her every day. 100,000 offerings every day he used to make, starting from morning till night, constantly for 18 years, non-stop. And as a result of that long tapasya, goddess Savitri is pleased with him and she appears in front of him in the fire altar, in the Yajna Kunda. The fire is burning and she is standing in the fire in front of him and ready to grant him a boon. Savitri, the divine Savitri, the goddess Savitri, she tells Ashwapati, I am very pleased with the long tapasya, and I also know why you are engaged in this tapasya, in this yajna. You want a son. I know that. And it is for the purpose of the son that you are performing this yajna. Putra Kameshti yajna means they wish to have a son. Putra, son. Kameshti, to wish to have a son. It is for that purpose you are performing the yajna for 18 years. I am pleased with that. And she says, look, you want a son, but I have already consulted the Supreme Creator, Lord Brahma himself, my father, Lord Brahma himself. I consulted him. And in his wisdom, he has granted you not a son but a daughter. And don't have any grudge about it. It is in his wisdom that he has granted you a daughter. And therefore now you accept that boon and continue your work in life here. Ashwapati comes back. In due course of time, a daughter is born, and she is so brilliant, so wonderful, so powerful, so radiant and all that, that all the rishis and the advisors and the priests, they say that this girl should be named Savitri because she is so radiant. Not only is she so radiant, but because it is a boon which you have received from goddess Savitri. In fact, it is she who has come down here as your daughter, and therefore you should name her Savitri. That is how Savitri was named. And then the story follows. Then later on, then what happens? Savitri grows. I will read a couple of things from here. Are you late? Shall we? No, okay. I'll try to finish off quickly. Oh, you want water? Okay. Now, I will read a couple of parts only, very quickly. Ashwapati has come back to the palace and he is engaging himself with the kingly duties, and Savitri is born. Then, given as she was by Savitri, this girl, given as she was by Goddess Savitri, who was pleased by Savitri offerings, the father and the wise ones named her Savitri. This girl was given the name Savitri. The princess, this young girl, princess, grew like a goddess fortune. She is growing already like a goddess fortune. The Sanskrit phrase is Shri, like goddess Shri, fortune, she is growing. The princess grew like a goddess fortune, herself incarnate. Fortune, that goddess herself has taken human birth. Fair and beautiful. Then, in course of time, she entered into youthful maidenhood. He is describing very rapidly. She is born, and in course of time she becomes a girl who has stepped into maidenhood, who should get shortly married. You see. Now he says she is growing the way the new moon grows into full moon. The simile which is given, the growth of Savitri from the new moon to the full moon. In her, as does the sky, in the sky the Lord of the stars. In the sky, the Lord of the stars stands for the moon. The way the Lord of the stars grows in the sky, in the same manner, this fetus grew in the womb of her mother. That is what he says. In her fetus grew, as does in the sky the Lord of the stars in the bright half of the month. In fullness of time, she gave birth, etc., etc. And then, when she grows into full maidenhood, he says, she is describing the beauty of Savitri in a very typical Indian manner, with large hips and a slender waist. Graceful as she was, like a golden statue. Savitri looks like a golden statue. People beholding her believe that some heavenly damsel, some heavenly goddess has descended amidst them. She is so brilliant, so powerful, as if some heavenly goddess has come down and taken birth here. Her eyes were like full-blown lotuses. Rajiva Lochanam. Rajiva lotus. Lochanam eyes. Her eyes were as if fully blown up lotuses. Her eyes were like full-blown lotuses, and she seemed in her beauty to be flaming with splendor already. Indeed, warded off by that fiery brilliance, no one approached her asking for her hand in marriage. That was the difficulty. Well, so already he says that she is like a heavenly damsel, Deva Kanya. She is Deva Rupini. Her form is the form of a goddess. This is what the ancient story also tells. This is what we have got here also. Proud and swift and joyful ran the way of life within her like a stream in paradise. Many high gods dwelt in one beautiful home. She is a damsel from heaven who has come down, and naturally the gods will dwell in her. The body that held this greatness seemed almost an image made of heaven's transparent light. That is her body already. It is only in such a body that the transformation can take place. The body was prepared for that. An image made of heaven's transparent light, not thick and opaque light, but transparent light. His charm recalled things seen in visions ours, a golden bridge spanning a fairy flood, a moon-touched palm tree single by a lake, companion of the wide and glimmering peace, a murmur as of leaves in paradise, moving when feet the immortals pass, a fiery halo over sleeping hill, a strange and starry head alone in night.